happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their side?
KSI once had it all. Fame from YouTube, million-dollar boxing matches, chart-topping music, and a globally recognized prime business brand. But now, it's all starting to slip away.
KSI is one of the world's most popular YouTubers, but yesterday, he accidentally exposed the pump-and-dump crypto scams that he promoted. They've been hidden for 2 years, but only came out when KSI logged back into his old Twitter account.
Brash statements turned him into a lightning rod for controversy. Crypto scandals tied KSI's name to the label scammer. The hip-hop scene turned its back on him. His business empire is steadily crumbling. What caused KSI, once an unstoppable force on social media, to become synonymous with controversy and disappointment? The answer lies in a string of scandals that have tarnished his image, and we're about to break it all down for you. KSI was once an unrivaled titan of the internet, commanding 2 YouTube channels with a staggering 40 million subscribers and over 14 billion video views. As a million-dollar boxer, his 2018 showdown with Logan Paul drew more than 2.25 million pay-per-view streams, raking in tens of millions in revenue. In music, KSI left an undeniable mark, with his album All Over the Place soaring to the top spot on the UK chart. Not stopping there, he ventured into business, co-founding the wildly popular Prime drink brand with Logan Paul and launching Lunchly alongside heavyweights like Mr. Beast and Logan. According to Celebrity Net Worth, KSI amassed a colossal fortune of $100 million. But you know how it goes. The brighter the spotlight, the darker the shadows behind it. Cracks began to show in KSI's seemingly flawless career. The image of a triumphant star gave way to one of a brash, impulsive figure, even branded a fraud. And it all started with his own shocking statements.
You know, first of all, I want to, sorry. I want to apologize.
From the very start, KSI crafted an image of himself as a brash, crude, and tactless figure on social media. His name became synonymous with jaw-dropping, crass remarks that often crossed the line from humor to outright offense. From mocking people's appearances and spewing vulgarities to making comments that jabbed at religion and gender, KSI's words were no longer seen as blunt or edgy humor by the online community. Instead, they reeked of recklessness and disrespect. KSI seemed to believe his fame gave him a free pass to say anything without consequences. But the harsh truth was that the more he spoke without restraint, the more he eroded the respect he'd earned, transforming his multi-talented star persona into that of an arrogant loose cannon who didn't know when to stop. In April 2023, during a Sidemen video styled after the game show Countdown, KSI let slip a racial slur targeting the South Asian community. Worse yet, he tossed it out with a laugh, as if utterly oblivious to the pain it could inflict. And that's exactly what triggered a firestorm of backlash, even from KSI's most loyal fans. On X and Reddit, thousands voiced their outrage over the remark. The clip should have never been in the video in the first place. It was painfully clear what word he used. The more I watch this, the more it infuriates me. Grown men sitting there laughing at a racial slur. Shame on everyone involved, including the camera and editing crew. Even BBC broadcaster Bobby Friction publicly slammed KSI, genuinely upset that KSI, a guy my kids adore, did this and thought it was funny. The rest of them laughing can go screw themselves too, dehumanizing brown people like it's normal. The British press piled on, branding the incident unacceptable from a public figure with such immense influence. Facing the onslaught of criticism, KSI had no choice but to delete the video, issue a public apology on X, and even announce a temporary hiatus from social media to reflect. But the apology couldn't erase the stain.
I realized that my words have consequences. And as a public figure, I've a responsibility to use my platform for good, rather than perpetuating discrimination. And this week, I have failed to do this.
After a string of reckless statements, KSI laid bare truth about his character, impulsiveness, and a lack of forethought. These weren't just slip-of-the-tongue mistakes, they revealed an inflated ego. It's this very recklessness that pushes KSI to cross lines too easily. And in that moment, the image of a bold, glamorous KSI crumbled, replaced by an opportunist ready to trade his reputation and his audience for a quick buck. If his brash remarks drew flack for his attitude, the biggest blow to his credibility came down to money. Like many digital influencers, KSI jumped on the crypto market frenzy, diving in headfirst like some hotshot crypto investor. But instead of flaunting massive investments to flex his wealth, KSI took a different route, exploiting the trust of his fans. He started hyping up shady coin projects, touting them as life-changing opportunities. I've talked before about the many cases of social media stars hyping up cryptocurrencies in a classic pump and dump scheme, where they inflate a coin's value only to cash out, leaving the token worthless and investors high and dry. Think Logan Paul. KSI's story follows a similar script. At first glance, it seemed like he was making a bold leap from YouTuber to savvy investor, constantly talking up his crypto ventures. But then the community spotted a painfully familiar pattern among those who exploit their fans' trust. After aggressively promoting a token, KSI would swiftly dump his holdings. The result? The coin's value plummeted, and the fans who trusted and invested in their idol were left holding the bag. Enter CoffeeZilla, the YouTuber renowned for exposing financial scams who previously took down Logan Paul over CryptoZoo. He dropped damning evidence of KSI's deception. In one video, CoffeeZilla revealed that KSI had poured over $2.8 million into Luna, only to lose it all in days. But the real controversy wasn't the loss. It was KSI's pattern of hyping obscure coins, only to pull out his investment right after. CoffeeZilla called it what it was, a pump and dump scheme, where loyal fans and naive investors take the fall while KSI walks away with the profits.
And this is what I mean by a pump and dump scam. He got his followers excited while selling his own crypto bag at the same time. In total, over $800,000 was sold by KSI over a few days and these two tweets, according to ZachXBT. Now, as a quick aside, if you're wondering or skeptical of the fact that influencer tweets can have any kind of effect on a token price or...
On top of that, CoffeeZilla cited findings from ZachXBT, a well-known crypto detective on Twitter who backed up KSI's actions with hard evidence from on-chain data tied to his personal wallet. One glaring example, on February 14, 2024, KSI suddenly reactivated his crypto-focused X account, publicly hyping up the XCAD token. But soon after, he dumped over $800,000 worth of XCAD straight from his personal wallet. A similar story unfolded with the Eternity Chain NFT project. KSI posted a tweet proclaiming he was bullish and urged his fans to buy in. But blockchain records revealed he offloaded roughly $350,000 in ERN just hours later. These details have convinced the community that KSI isn't just a victim of market swings, he's actively manipulating his fans' trust for personal gain. With his massive influence, KSI's promotion of a coin can send shockwaves through the market. It's clear he may have weaponized his fame to inflate token prices only to cash out and profit from the fallout.
And I said as much. I said, I'm just trying to understand why you traded the opposite way that you were saying on Twitter. And KSI replied this, because I thought I was getting trolled. Honestly, every time I tweeted something, the opposite would happen on the market. So I decided to tweet the opposite of what I was actually doing and still took an L. So just to be clear,
after CoffeeZilla's video dropped, a wave of outrage swept through fans who felt betrayed by KSI's exploitation of his fame for profit. On Reddit, users didn't hold back, with many bluntly labeling KSI a scammer intent. KSI is a scammer, and you don't need to be a genius to see it. If you want to cherry pick and ignore the evidence, that's your problem. Though KSI has never publicly admitted to any wrongdoing, the community's perception has shifted, and the scammer label is starting to stick to his name. In a world where trust is the most valuable currency, once you're suspected of profiting at the expense of your own fans, it's nearly impossible for KSI's image to remain untarnished. And the hits to KSI's reputation are just the beginning. His business ventures have been on shaky ground lately too. Prime Hydration, the drink brand he co-founded with Logan Paul, once sparked a global frenzy. People were lining up, scrambling to get their hands on it, with some reselling a 12-can case, originally priced at $24.99 for as much as 1,200 pounds, but that shine faded fast. In just 1 year, Prime's revenue in the UK plummeted from £112 million in 2023 to a mere £33 million in 2024, a jaw-dropping 70% drop. Profits were even bleaker, shrinking to just £312,000, a staggering 92% collapse from the previous year. Once hailed as the next big thing, Prime has become a stark symbol of KSI's decline. The troubles don't end there. The brand has been tangled in a web of legal disputes. Refresco slapped them with a $68 million lawsuit for failing to fulfill a production contract. False advertising claims surfaced over caffeine content. And there's even litigation tied to the Olympic brand.
That is too much for any growing child. And that much caffeine can cause some adverse effects, such as disrupted sleep, mood disorders, upset stomach, even abnormal heart rhythms.
While Prime was spiraling downward, KSI stirred up yet another storm with his Lunchly project. This time, the controversy wasn't about slick marketing tactics, it was the product itself. Consumers found moldy cheese on Lunchly pizzas, despite them being well within their expiration dates. Big-name YouTubers like DanTDM didn't hold back, slamming the brand for exploiting young fans, while Reddit users branded it nothing short of a massive scam. From Prime to Lunchly, from dazzling highs to devastating financial flops, the picture is clear. KSI's empire is crumbling. He's not just losing credibility in music and boxing. His once proud business ventures have turned into burdens, dragging his reputation into a freefall. The downfall of Prime and Lunchley isn't just a string of business flops. It's a glaring sign that KSI's once dazzling star power is fading fast. From a versatile entertainment icon, he now teeters on the edge of becoming a symbol of disappointment. In the music scene, where KSI first carved out his identity as an artist rather than just a streamer, his shine has also dimmed. By late 2024, he dropped the single Thick of It. Instead of rave reviews, the track was met with a firestorm of criticism. On Reddit, fans didn't hold back, calling it so bad it's unlistenable, with uninspired lyrics and a dull flow. Some harsher comments even claimed, KSI has trashed the music cred he worked so hard to build. What's telling is that KSI himself seemed to feel the backlash. In an Instagram post, he admitted to becoming a trend to hate on, pleading with fans to just skip the song if you don't like it, don't make it a reason to attack me personally. It was a rare moment where KSI dropped his usual bravado, revealing the weight of disappointment and pressure he's under. The real issue is this: music was supposed to be KSI's escape hatch, a way to prove his talent beyond YouTube. But when the output falls short of expectations, it backfires. To many, he's no longer seen as a serious rapper, but rather a social media star trying to get lucky in the music game. As his music career falters, it only fuels the community's urge to dig back into his other controversies, from inflammatory remarks to crypto scandals, casting an even darker shadow over his reputation. Looking back at KSI's journey, it's a story riddled with contradictions. He was once the pride of the UK YouTube scene, a shining example for young creators aiming to break out of content creation and make their mark in other arenas. But the higher KSI climbed, the harder he fell. From reckless remarks sparking outrage to crypto scam allegations, flopping music releases, and even racial controversy, each misstep has chipped away at his once solid image. KSI still commands a loyal fan base and undeniable charisma whenever he steps into the spotlight. But the question looms large. Can someone who's repeatedly tarnished their own reputation rebuild trust, or will he forever be branded as the controversial one? What do you think? Can KSI rise again as a more mature figure? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more gripping content. Thanks for watching.